Warning, this content contains foul language, violence, and gore. Enjoy the story. Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now, last time on What If Deku has a sword quirk. As, Izuku finally did the hero versus villains, as their battle commits between Momo and Scarlet, as Shoto was his teammate for this little test they were doing at UA. Sometime after the fight, they were magically teleported. Well, they were isekai'd to another world by a council of dragons, but not all the dragons were present when they were summoned. So was Momo and Scarlet. They were Shoto and Izuku don't know what location they were summoned into this new world. As the Red Dragon Clan is going to look after, pretty much tell them, as the Red Dragon Clan is going to look after Shoto and show them how this world works. And so is the Black Dragon Clan. It's going to show Izuku how they do things. As the major military force of the nation, Izuku has a lot to learn from them. And he won't have any issues, adjusting to the military life, because he's familiar with it. Being trained on a military basis, he's used to the scenery, so he knows exactly what these. He already knew that they were some sort of military type. Just the way they act, at least Alice acts. But unknown to the group, Toga and Dobby were summoned to this world as well. That will have some. It might have some consequences in later date. We cut to the next day as Izuku found a little sparring area on the manor's property line. As he's just practicing his blade, just practicing stances and just morning exercises with his sword. As she sees him, as Alice sees him, after wondering where he went. I see you're one of those morning people. Is there something you need, Alice? Yes, breakfast is already ready. Very well. I see desummons his blade. They get to the dining room where they eat their meals as Izuku sits down. So does Alice. Yeah, Alice. Let's make sure I don't want to confuse Alice and Scarlet at the same time. So, anyways, let's continue. As she sits down, as she informs Izuku that he needs to eat, let's enjoy his meal while he can. They're going to be taking a few jobs. As she has to take a patrol out of the area that there hasn't been any reports to a nearby village. The outskirts of the Dragon Nation's territory, as they want to go in the Kual. The leader of the Black Dragons wants them to investigate this town and make sure everything's alright. Make sure everything's fine over there. You have Alice and Izuku as they finally leave the boundaries of the city, as they get on a couple horses as they start to travel. That's when Izuku brought up a subject. Why do you look so different from the rest of them? That's simple. I'm not dragonkin. I'm not of the dragon bloodline. I'm a demonkin. I was born in this nation. Never been to the Demonkin Nation, nor do I wish to visit. This is my home. Alice puts her hand up, as a gesture to halt. As they do so, Well, as easy to do so, we need a we need to go by foot on the rest of the way there. We don't know what we're gonna walk into. Understood. So do you expect the town to be in some sort of trouble? There's traffic going around that town quite a bit, but they haven't been to the capital for months. There's usually traders that travel to that town to the capital. It's been very suspicious. Izuku and Alice walk in the forest as finally they get to a cliffside as they see the town as it's. As she tells him to get down, as she's using some sort of magic to get a closer look. Town, as the town is, it's built like a fortress. As the moment Alice saw the banner in front of the town, she knows what's exactly going on. You see that banner over there? As Izuku gets up and behind his back from his jacket, as he pulls out a military grade spyglass, basically what it is. Binoculars, basically. A smaller one. That's for one eye, basically. He always keeps one of those in case he has to do. He's find himself in a situation where he needs us. He needs binoculars. As he looks at it, as he sees the banner. Yeah, what of it? That's that's the banner of the sea elves. I don't know what they're doing so far away from the ocean. Alice, the door's opening. As you see a carriage. At the end of the carriage, it's pretty much like a prison carriage. As Alice sees the civilians of the town all in chains, being driven somewhere outside of town. We need to follow that carriage. We need to know what they're planning. When sea elves are involved, it's never good. Come on. As Izuku follows, they finally get to this where the carriage was heading off to is near the coastline. As they're transporting the villagers into the ships, Izuku sees men, women, and children all in chains, being basically pushed into the ship. Izuku sees Alice chanting something. What are you doing, Alice? Quiet. I need concentration. Never good with this sort of thing. As she finishes her spell, as it goes off without being seen, as it hits the ship, as she plays a tracking spell onto their ship. Much as I want to go down there and kill these sea elves and rescue the villagers, when we finally get down there, they'll already take sail. We would be spotted long before we got anywhere close to the ship. We need to double back, take back the city, the village, and see if there's any villagers left. Then eradicate all of those sea elves. Are these sea elves anyways? They're part of the elfin kind, but they don't follow the traditional way of the elves do. They're pretty much pirates. So they don't have a command structure? No, they have a command structure, all right. The sea pirates scatter all around the world, but they get their orders from one woman and only, their leader. The elves has hold a grudge for generations against the elfin kind. The other elf races band together and drove them into the sea. Over the generations, they developed what you see now with the gills on the side of the neck. The different color, the bright blue. The bright blue skin, bright blue glowing eyes, and the white silverlish hair color. That's because of the over generations of not being on land. It changed them. Not sure how it changed their race or how it happened, but that's what they were once they were banished into the sea into the oceans. They later took the moniker of sea elves. As Izuku and Alice double back to the town, as they wait for nightfall to hit, Alice and Izuku decided the best way to approach it is to go in stealth, go in unaware, and judge the situation and take out whatever sea elves that are in the village itself. As Izuku and Alice approached the town, on one of the weak structure points of the defenses these sea elves build by tearing up the forest nearby, making big wooden walls all around the base, except for one little area that they haven't repaired yet. There's one problem. There's a sentry always in that area. As Izuku and Alice used to cover a night to get close to the base, as Izuku immediately unsheathed his sword, as he ignites a void slash a sword beam, as immediately it chops the sea elf, it chops the sea elf's head as the body drops to the ground, as the head rolls, as Izuku and Alice hop over to the part of the wall that's not fully repaired yet. As Izuku puts his hand out for Alice, so he helps her into, over the fence thing. He uses some hand signs as she tells Izuku to take the right side as she takes the left. As they separate, as she told him using hand motions to meet her in the center of town once you cover your area. As Izuku took his direction, as they split off, as he took the right path or the right side of the town, as immediately he hears a patrol walking down the street. As immediately he takes cover behind a barrel. As he leans his head against the barrel, as he listens into the conversation. I really don't see why we're doing this, man. Kidnapping villagers, robbing ships is one thing, but this is what's our leader thinking? Don't know. All we are ordered is to capture the town, hold up until further orders. I really don't care what happened to these people. Just bad luck on their end. Whatever our leaders, whatever she has planned, it's probably not good. But hey, it's not us. Come on, let's go. Let's check around this town some more. Now the villagers are all either shipped off already or in cages. We have nothing to worry about. And we're outside of the Dragon Kingdom, so I highly doubt they'll send anyone in to investigate this area. Immediately, Izuku gets out of his little hiding spot after the patrol passed him. As soon as he gets up, as the moment that he's about to head towards the corner, as A lone sea elf is in front of Ezekiel as the sea elf eyes widen as he's about to go and grab something from his belt, a horn, as Ezekiel swings his blade, slicing his throat as Ezekiel catches the snow elf. As he hides him underneath one of the houses. As he does pushes the body underneath somewhere. There's a little pathway for the stick stuff in it. No, let's just say he dropped the body near a nearby well. That was being repaired. There's no water in it or anything like that. It's just a old well that never haven't been used in for a while. Turned the corner as he went behind the corner again to check, make sure there's no sentries around. As he sees several archers on the roofs of the buildings or the houses. He jumps in there as he lands on top of the roof. As he runs as he's running towards the nearest archer. As he's running, but it's like, sorry, he's running so well. He's running. Well, I need to say this correctly. While he's running, the guard or the archer cannot hear him as he's pretty much, he's running like he's not there. I don't know why it was so hard for me to explain that. I had a hard time explaining that for some reason. As he's running, stealthily as much as you can, with his abilities, with his quirk and training. As the elf sees a blade sticking out of his chest, as you have Ezekiel grab him by grab his opposite hand on the sea elf's mouth, as he snaps his neck, as he pulls his blade out. The Ezekiel hears a large fireball go off on the left side of the city, as all the archers look back as they see Ezekiel, as immediately they blow their horns. One of them blow one of the alarm horn, as they all fire at Ezekiel, as Ezekiel has to reflect the arrows, as he's running towards the sea elves, as he slashes one in half, as he throws his blade, as it goes through the head of one of the sea elves, as Ezekiel jumps up, socks the other one, as he goes flying off the building, landing to his death. As Ezekiel's running off to rooftop, picking off strays wherever he come across them. As he finally gets to the location where Alice was supposed to meet, as she's surrounded by a dozen of snow owls, as they have their swords pointed at Alice. As Alice is breathing heavy, as several come in to attack, as she chops them in half using her weapon. Suzuki summons his sheath as he puts his blade into his weapon, as he holds on to the handle of the sword. As Izuku says, his technique, death of the endless twilight, 1,000 cuts. As he sheaths his sword, as immediately void, void energy blades hover in the sky, as there's there's pretty much 1,000 of them in the sky, as she sees that, as you have Izuku walking in the middle of the street. Elf comes rushing at Izuku as Izuku chops him and strikes him down dead. Blood splatter. Blood's over his clothes. As blood splatter over his cheek. As he slams his sword into the ground. As immediately all of the void energy blades come rushing down onto the ground. screwing, no, basically massacring all the snow elves in the village. As Alice sees nothing but corpses of the sea elves scattered all around the village. One of the sea elves struggles to get up as he coughs up blood as he's laughing. It's too late. The villagers are gone. I will die happy knowing that you have no idea what's going on. What's going on? You're clueless. The mighty dragons are flying blind. Hilarious. Avizuki, he walks up to the man, to the sea elf. That might be true, but I will find the villagers, rescue them, then kill whoever is responsible. Good luck to you. You're sure gonna need it. As Izuku chops his head off, as the body drops, as the energy blades dissipate, so does his sword. Izuku, where are you going? Come on, we need to find it. Find what? Their little headquarters or whatever in this town. There has to be some sort of document what they have planned or somewhat planning. We need more intel. As they go through the town, one by one, as they find some documents. Not much here. Here. As Izuku hands her the evidence. As there's nothing much. It's just orders telling him to capture the town, capture all the civilians, ship them off to one of their. Well, I'm not going to go much into that yet, but as they've been ordered to ship them off to a certain destination that they're not to know. She's the leader of this little sea elf, is keeping everything pretty tight in case one of their bases or one of their people ever get captured or interrogated. So sensitive information doesn't get out. Come on, Izuku. We need to get back to the capital. We need to inform um we need to inform our lady, the head of the Black Dragons. As they finally get back to their horses, as they travel by horseback, as they have to stop for tonight, as she gestures, we need to make camp over here. As she tells Izuku it's not safe to travel by horseback at night. The predators will be out pretty soon. As they find a abandoned cave, somewhere deep in the forest. As Alice heard a familiar noise. Shit, I was afraid of that. They caught our scent. We're gonna have to go deeper. It's as Alice investigate the cave. Shit, we don't have a choice. Come on, Izuku. This tunnel leads on. This cave leads into a cave system. We need to. We can't be surrounded by those beasts. Even with our superior abilities, we would likely not survive the night. We're already tired as it is. Just be on guard. This cave, by judging by the signs, it probably hosts a very big spider. Big are you talking about, Alice? Size of a house. Type of big. Understood. I'll be on guard. As they get to a big area of the cave system, as there's a waterfall escaping from the hole that's in the ceiling. Yeah, part of the cave's there, part of it's not. There's a big waterfall coming down into a pool of water. As they decided to make camp here, it's pretty safe. There's not much spider webs around, so it, she Alice believes that whatever arachnids make this cave her home, she hasn't took over this area of the cave. As as Alice makes a fire, as they sit down, not how am I say this? Ezekiel's on one side of the fire, as Alice is on the other. As she brought up the conversation, well, she brought the subject of that attack he used at the village. What type of attack did he use? What type of technique is that? Is that magic? It doesn't make sense because I don't sense any magica from you whatsoever. I'm not saying you can't learn it, but I just don't sense anything from you. I sense that you do have capabilities of using magic. I just don't see it. In that attack, there was no mana involved whatsoever. It's my own technique that I made, using my ability. Using Void Stalker. What's a Void Stalker? That's the name of my blade. I can tell you've killed before, Izuku. I have. Take life lightly. But my situation, I can't go by my original world rules. This place, by the judge of it's, this world's beautiful, what I've seen so far, but it's also dangerous. You're correct. This world is quite cruel to people. That could apply to many worlds, Alice. I think every world has cruelty into it. I'm not used to traveling through different universes, but I expect that there's not a perfect world. How people might wish if it wasn't true, but it's in human nature. There's always going to be conflict. As long as the human race exists, the conflict will be unending. But judging by your manner of speech and how you move, do you come from the military? I don't come from a military family, but I am not new to the military life. I've been trained since I was old enough to walk in several military bases all around my homeland. I do understand your nation's problem. As long as you're telling the truth, your world's at war with each other. Your people might call me hero, but I'm only one man. I can't fix everything. While I'm here, I might as well use my abilities for good use. As long as your people are telling the truth and not trying to manipulate me in any way, because that won't be good for your people. Because I don't keep enemies for long. Understood. As long as you follow the rules of the nation, we won't have a problem. Whatever the Dragon Council said, they're speaking the truth. Dragons don't lie. Anymore. Our Lady is the only one of the dragons are known to tell fibs now and then, but my lady would never lie or manipulate you into fight our battles for us. We really need your help. But I do understand your situation. If I were in your shoes, I would be very skeptical about it myself. I would be very careful, not trusting. But you could trust. But you could trust one thing, Izuku. The nation's a good nation. Its people are good people. The people that run this kingdom, they're good people. Even if my lady is a black dragon, they've been known to be mostly revolve around evil and schemes. But my lady's different from the rest of her kind. She was able to reunite sorry, not reunite them, she was able to rally her people and fight and defeat the demon lord. Demon lord? What's that? It's a it's a creature with superior power. He's been dead, long dead for a couple generations. We're lucky he's no longer around. We wouldn't know what to. The nation would be in trouble if a demon lord approaches or appears. That's why the Dragon Council is on edge. This is a perfect scenery for a demon lord to manifest. The malice that's been generated by everyone around the world. It would be an ideal place for a demon lord to be born. Have no chance of defeating a demon lord. Not with everyone so fractured all around the world at current state. We were able to defeat the demon lord only by banding it together. But the other races seems to forgot that. I hope it doesn't take another demon lord to reunite everyone under one banner again. We should probably get some sleep. As Ezekiel and Alice, they decide to lay down, as that's where we're going to stop our what if there. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Judge by time sense, and I'll catch you in the next video.